most of them did.
Well, without a doubt, Boom. This is playoff football. You know they're going to be exciting.
You know they're going to be exciting. You know they're going to go down to the wire. And even if they're not scintillating like the first one they're going to show you, there was a lot to applaud if you're the winning team. We'll explain that in a moment. Why don't we go right away to Frosty Foxborough, where the number 2 seed, New England Patriots, started 1-2. What have they done since? Gone 13-1. And they're hosting Justin Herbert and the Los Angeles Chargers. Drake May could be MVP. Second year, he's shown everything. But early on, look at this, deflected and picked off by Diane Henley, not one of the Eagles singers, but one of the Charger players.
Tips and overthrows on defense, we got to get throws. Not a fast start by the Patriots.
So the Chargers, so here you go. You know that Herbert's been whacked. Offensive line problems, but what a great opportunity on 4th and goal. But the Patriots hold, they go for it. I don't mind them going for it, but they can't convert. So now 1st and 10, their own 2. May finds, remember Ramondre Stevenson. So here you figure, why not go for it, because they're going to be at their own 2, but it backfires. Big play, now the Patriots at 4th and 4. And it's made to Kyle Williams, one of the many rookies who's done such a great job for Mike Vrabel's squad. Rookie kicker Borgales kicked a field goal. They go up 3-0. Kamani Vidal. PTP are on 3rd and 2. Can't make it up the middle. They kicked field goal. Chargers couldn't. They had chances.
Yeah, they did.
They've had chances, but meanwhile, Drake May, under 30 seconds to go in the half. Look at this number 10 motor for 37 yards. They kick a field goal. 6-3. Hit me if you're playing blackjack.
I'll take one.
All right. Now, early 3rd quarter, Chargers ball, but punt. May. Stevenson had a big game, both running and catching. Then, Charger defense, they were game all day. That way, Oweh, remember, came up midseason trade from the Ravens, picked up by Deshaun Hand. Chargers take over.
Oweh's been outstanding since he came over from the Ravens. May's got to do a better job, put 2 hands on the ball.
Chargers following the fumble, 3rd and 4. Can they take advantage? But Herbert under pressure every play. Looking for Vidal. Not awesome, baby. And the Chargers another empty possession. It's just frustrating, to say the least. New England defense didn't feel that way. May, Keyshawn, shake your booty. Casey and the Sunshine Band singing it. Set up a field goal, 9-3. So Chargers theoretically still in the game. Mike Vrabel's Patriots. What can they do on 2nd and 6 on 35? Butte, 16 yards. A few plays later from the 28 of the Chargers. Well, Hunter Henry has favored a target as May has had all year. I know Diggs the leading receiver, but that's been a great connection.
Oh, reliable. Anytime he gets in trouble, he looks for Hunter Henry.
And it's a touchdown, and it's 16-3 New England. Chargers, Herbert. It was like he was the only one that could do anything, Boomer.
He was under siege all night long, Boom.
He tried a 16-yard gain. Few plays later, look out. Stunts, more stunts, and just overpowering him.
At some point, they're going to have to protect this young man. He's one of the bright quarterbacks in our league, but we never get to see him because he's always on the ground.
Christian Ellis, Patriots recover it. Now Chargers on 4th and 9, one last push. Milton Williams, big money, been hurt. He's back, goodbye. 6 sacks on the day, New England.
Boom, they could have had 10.
Mike Vrabel celebrating with Milton, and he hurt the coach.
The coach likes to get physical too, so I'm sure he liked it.
Well, you know what? He's probable for the next game. I'm going to go out and hey, look what you did. The quarterbacks, 2 number 10s, shake hands. So the number 2 seed New England Patriots hold serve against the Chargers, and like we said, the New England Patriots now 14-1 after a 1-2 start. They know they have another home game next week. Mike Vrabel's defense, well, kind of like the one he used to play on. They surrendered 3 points.
Well, we talked to him about being willing to spill some blood out there, and that the big dogs come out in January. And I think Milt took that to heart, in the way that he played the game and the way he finished the game. And he came over and, got me pretty good. But, that's what happens.
Oh, okay, well, the game just ended, so there you go. So look, New England playoffs.
Yeah.
They feasted on. Look, the Chargers got away with not saying that. Look, their tackles were hurt. We all know what happened. Yeah. They were game. They got in the playoffs, but the Patriots feasted like you're supposed to do in the postseason on a real weakness, and the Chargers could never get out of their own way.
And they never could, Boom. And anytime you have a team that's weak on the offensive line and your defensive line is really good, that's what you're supposed to do. 6 sacks,
yes.
Numerous pressures. They got after him. They frustrated Herbert all night long. And you thought maybe that the Chargers would come in and try to run the football. They couldn't run the football against the Patriots. And I think early on, New England knew our defense is going to be a formidable task tonight for them to move the ball on. And so they played offensively a little conservative. It wasn't a perfect game. This is a young football team making their first appearance in this iteration in the postseason. You expected some rough edges, but the defense was outstanding. The pass rush was excellent. And I thought Drake May, in times of bother, used his athleticism and his legs and made some plays for the offense.
Yeah, and they now know what playoff speed is like. The coaches can only tell them that much.
Yes.
A lot of them have not been in the postseason.
Exactly.
If you're a Patriot fan and you're looking for an omen, we're getting way ahead of ourselves. They had the last bye in 2001 when nobody saw them coming. I'm just saying, some quarterback, Brady, who was that? And it turned out okay. They, again, only one win. They had the last bye of the regular season, and now they're moving on with another home game. Chargers, second year in a row they've gotten in, and then really nothing. It's like they get behind. Had they scored on the first series, who knows what the game would have been, but they just don't have enough in their pockets.
Boom. The war of attrition kills them every year. Yeah. They got to figure out a way to get their best players healthy. You lose both tackles. They haven't been able to kind of get this offense humming at the right speed. The quarterback, I think he's good enough. I think he's one of the top 5 or 6 quarterbacks in football, but we never know it, Boom, because he's always on the ground. They got to figure out a way to protect the quarterback and get him some help so we can see what kind of quarterback he is in the postseason.
So the magical season for New England rolls on. Would the Super Bowl championship of a year ago's season of the Philadelphia Eagles roll on as they were at home, chilly, windy, against an unbelievably game San Francisco 49ers squad? Here we go. They call it the city of brotherly love. Kind of. Jalen Hurts, Eagles. Are they going to defend? Go Birds. Fans were ready in Philly. They're always ready. Would the Eagles be ready? Would Brock Purdy and the Niners be? Would the American flag be ready?
A little windy.
It's windy. That's quite a spinnaker. First drive of the game. Hey, Brock Purdy, so underrated. DeMarcus Cuckoo Kachu, Mr. Robinson, won a Super Bowl ring as a member of the Chiefs against the Niners in 2019. Now trying to knock out the defending Super Bowl champion Eagles, 61 yards. Purdy, Robinson, just like that, 7-0, Niners on the road. Eagles look to respond. They do. Saquon, very quiet 1,100-yard season, and I'm saying that as an attaboy for the type of season that he's hoping to have in the postseason. 29-yard game. Dallas Goedert, when push comes to shove, first tight end to score a rushing touchdown in the history of the playoffs.
One of the more dependable players on the entire roster.
Jake Elliott missed extra points. Niners lead 7-6. Tush push, 4th and 1. Next possession, Eagles. So they get a first down, of course. 4th and 2 at the 9. Hurts. Look at this. Goddard, touchdown. 2 of them. Nick Sirianni says we're up 13-7. Now, one of the best tight ends in football, George Kittle. Uh-oh. Torn Achilles, we afraid.
Yeah, Boom. I think the head coach Kyle Shanahan came out after the game and said the Achilles was torn. So a long road ahead for the best tight end in football.
And so yet another one of their great players is hurt. Niners do get field goal 13-10. Hurts on 3rd and 9 late first half to A.J. Brown. Can't catch it. Nick, how we going? What happened there? Big Dom in the middle with a headset.
It's that's not a good look for your football team.
Just terrible. All right, so 13-10, Eagles at the half. Barkley drops one. Pass maybe a little low, but on 3rd and 3, Eagles fan. You're going to hear it.
Yes.
Right? They're up. They're leading. They punt. 1st and 10, Brock. Oh! Look out. Picked off by Kenyon Mitchell, all-pro corner.
First team all-pro Kenyon Mitchell. He's done an outstanding job, Boom. Not just covering people, but turning the football over.
Sets up a field goal, Booker 67. But now here come the tricky Niners. Purdy, Sky Moore, Juwan Jennings, Christian McCaffrey. Jennings threw a touchdown in the Super Bowl, and he throws one against the Super Bowl champs.
Boom. How about the call, the timing of the call, outstanding play call by Kyle Shanahan, and the execution. And what about the catch by CMC over the shoulder? Hey, Willie Mays, I see you.
Nice. 17-16 Niners. Couple drives later, we got 12 minutes to go in the game. Niners looking to keep it going, 2nd and 7. Purdy and Jake Tonjes, but picked off again by Mitchell. Second pick of the game leads to a field goal, 19-17. Philly under 6 now. Purdy, McCaffrey. Rival general manager said this young man just is a freak of nature. 11 yards, moving the chains. Purdy. 3rd and goal. McCaffrey, touchdown. What a play.
It's one of those routes, Boom. He takes the linebacker, fakes him outside, comes back inside. That's uncoverable.
He had 114 scrimmage yards. Purdy threw for 262. They're up 23-19. 2:10 to go on 4th and 5. Hurts to Goddard. New set of downs. Hurts to the Slim Reaper. Oh, but he's hit. Incomplete pass.
I should have caught that one, Boom. Anytime the ball hits both your hands, I was told you have to catch it.
Wait a minute. The champs. Are we about to have a new champ? Certainly. Hurts for Goddard, but Eric Kendricks knocks it away. Robert Saleh's defense. They bend but don't break. Nick Sirianni's Eagles no longer the champions. The coaches shake hands. Kyle Shanahan, you saw him, John Lynch, the Niners organization. They keep moving forward. And guess what? They're moving forward to another road game as the 6th seed, 23-19, knocking out the Eagles. Christian McCaffrey, star.
I don't know if they're different. I do know that this team fights, man. You know, I think this team's never out of the fight. You know, we can have a lot of stuff happen to us throughout the year. Some unfortunate things happen to us, but we don't blink, and I think we're consistent every day. It's something that when you're on a good team and a high-character team, they're the same people every single day. You know, we might mess up, might make mistakes, some bad plays here or there, but we don't blink and keep fighting for each other.
They believe in each other a ton, and we knew we couldn't come in here and just win by certain guys making plays. We knew we had to come in here and win as a complete team, and I really believe we played as a complete team today, and that's why we got it done.
I think winning is hard. Nothing about it is easy, especially when you're trying to repeat. You know, everything was clear for us and what we wanted to accomplish this year, and we came up short. And so you have no choice but to learn from it, especially if you have a great passion about it.
You know, you got to use this adversity to shape you, and that's for everybody in that locker room. Myself, the coaches, the players. Let the pain shape you to what you want to be, and we'll use this like we used it at the end of 22, 23, because all that was necessary for 24, and you know, we'll see what the future holds.
Well, you alluded to it, Nick Sirianni. We'll start with the Eagles because the Niners, we got plenty to talk about. A lot of noise out there all year.
A lot of noise.
Again, it's not for me to say, but a noise all year except for the Christmas holidays. It was quiet.
Yeah.
It kind of, when Wednesdays, it's like you're playing another game. I don't know. It's almost like they had a 24-game season. That's not to knock what, because the Eagles had the ball for 36 minutes, a lot of field goals, a lot of big plays not made.
It's a couple of things that play. On the field, this is a very talented team that doesn't always play up to their capability. The offensive line was injured this year. They couldn't run the football well. The quarterback didn't play at his A game throwing the football, and the wide receivers got frustrated. So you saw a lot of bickering back and forth. Off the field, Boom, I just have, as a guy who's been in locker rooms, I wonder if they like each other. Because there's always been this back and forth between everybody's worried about who gets the credit. You got one guy reading a book on the sideline. I got to have a press conference. Do you want to be here? Do you not want to be here? What's going on with the quarterback? What about the play caller? It seems like a band of misfit toys that they're very talented, but when it comes to being a team, they're not a team. And it finally showed this season. They were a better football team than the 49ers. There's no way they're supposed to lose to the 49ers, but they did. And I think they're going to have to answer for that starting whenever General Manager Howie Roseman looks at how do I build this team, they got a lot of talent, but the most talent doesn't always make your team.
Right. Talent, and the Niners were, depleted of their biggest name guys, though they had Trent Williams back at time. So after these Eagles got to the 2 Super Bowls, the next year they laid an egg in the playoffs. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Hard to repeat. We get it.
Very hard.
But meanwhile, the San Francisco 49ers, one after one after one get knocked out. A, Brock Purdy underrated. B, Christian McCaffrey is a freak of nature because he will even take a 4 or 5 yard run, get hit by 3 guys, and he bounces up. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah.
And the 49ers, there are guys on this team, we're watching them play defense. Garrett Wallow, no time to wallow in the mire, had 11 tackles.
Yeah.
They signed him off a practice squad in December from your home state of Louisiana. These are who playing winning football for the 49ers. Hats off to everybody in the organization, starting with the players and, of course, Coach, GM. It's very impressive what they're doing.
Kyle Shanahan, best coaching job he's ever done. No Bosa, no Warner, no Ayuk. The first-round pick, Ricky Pearsall, he was absent. George Kittle tore his Achilles today. I can go on and on, Boom. Brock Purdy missed several games this season. What did he do? They just continue to go next man up. It's easy to say next man up. It's hard to go in the locker room as a head coach and look your men in the eye and say, hey, guys, we're going to put together a game plan to attribute the best things that you do. Kyle Shanahan, Robert Saleh, the defensive coordinator, this organization led by John Lynch, they've done an outstanding job of building depth on the practice squad. But more importantly, Kyle Shanahan leading these young men every day. They were not the most talented team. But what they did today, going into Philadelphia and winning this game, just goes to show you it's not all about talent. Sometimes it's about belief, teamwork, and in this time of the season, more games are lost than won. Don't beat yourself. Make the plays when they can, and I thought the 49ers did a good job of that.
No, they did an outstanding job. And this note, I love this. Chuck E. Cheese in our research department have given this to me. So Juwan Jennings, who threw a touchdown to the Super Bowl, obviously a non-quarterback, and now has thrown a second touchdown pass in the playoffs. Only happened once before. I wasn't even around to cover it. 1933, Bronco Nagurski, one of the great names of all time, twice in one game in the 33 championship game for the Chicago Bears.
I thought you and Bronco were best friends.
We were good, by the way, until like the fridge. I think he had the biggest ring size in any chip. This is in the 30s. So this was a guy with big hands. All right. Now, NFC matchups. All right. We know this much because the 49ers and Seahawks will play on Saturday. Don't know what network, don't know what time. Week 1, Niners won in Seattle, the last game of the regular season for the number 1 overall seed. Seattle won at the Niners this time. The rubber match will be in front of the 12s. Then, Sunday, Rams at Bears. They did not meet this season. This will be fun. There should be a lot of points, and we will, on our later edition when we re-air this thing, we'll have some thoughts on those games and the AFC games as well. There's a tease. By the way, cold weather games, Boog, I know you were.
I'm not a fan. Not a fan.
You know what it's time to do?
What's that?
Everybody in the pool. Bills, Jags, and Florida's first coast. Oh, just dive right in. Go ahead.
I hope they got some chlorine in that pool.
Yeah.
I sure hope they do.
Yeah. Well, Josh Allen trying to swim upstream, I guess. He keeps it on 3rd and 6, taken down and hurt. I mean, he was just battered all game. Into the blue tent. But the drive results in a field goal, 3-0 Buffalo on the road. Really superior game. The sweep, the Bayshore Tootin from Lawrence and Rootin' Tootin was swimming upstream. 20-yard gain, Jags. Then Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence to Brian Thomas. Remember, the Jags have won 8 in a row, and the Jaguars lead 7-3. Again, this game was outstanding. Kickoff. Ray Davis gets a good return, except for one thing. The Jags feast on this. Turnovers, they forced the second most in football this year. Devin Lloyd playing specials. Booger falls on it.
Everybody taking an opportunity, Boom. Get on the ball. Anything, whatever you can do to help the team win. Outstanding job by Lloyd, scrapping and getting the ball.
And so, Jags happy. 4th and 2 from the 9 of the Bills. Trevor Lawrence You know what? I'll fake it. I'll keep it. Sean McDermott throws the challenge flag. They took a look with the knee down.
The knee was down, Boom, but I'm going to go back to the decision to go for it. Kick the field goal, Liam Coyne. The name of the game is to stack points. Big decision in the ball game.
Well, stays at 7-3. Bills with the ball now. On this, Keon Coleman out of the principal's office. Get some yards after. I shall not talk in class. But then look, Allen, Josh hits his hand on his lineman helmet.
Yeah, anytime you hit the helmet, a lot of concern, Boom, about that finger, about that hand. He kept grabbing it, but you know he wasn't going out of this game.
Nope, 5.5 minutes left to get. Look, he's not going out. He's trying to get in for the touchdown. His knee twists while being tackled and scoring to make it 10-7.
So we got the head, we got the finger, now we got the knee. But he will still come back in this game.
He's Superman. He's at it. He put the cape on. He came out of the phone book. 15 seconds to play in the half. Lawrence to Parker, Washington. Boy, what a revelation. This young man from Penn State. Check, 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 check. Can they spike it? Can they get a play? Joey Bosa's caught. I don't know. They said a 0.1 second. How do you know that?
I'm not really sure how they found 0.1, Boom. But as they say in basketball, Boom, the ball don't lie.
Cam Little, NFL record 68, also has a 67. Not that this is a chip shot by any means. 54 yards, no good. Tick, tick.
They call it an omen.
Bills lead 10-7 at the half. Now, under 3 to go third quarter. Lawrence, Thomas, between Bill defenders. 18-yard gain. Same drive, but now fourth quarter. Second to goal, 6. Trevor to Washington. You saw the flag in Philly? He was our first president. Touchdown. Liam Cohn says, sign the Declaration of Independence. 17-13 Jags. Bills, under 12 to go. Josh, faking handoff. Go to the tight end. One of many of them. Dawson Knox. Here they go, 24-yard boom.
They got 3 tight ends, and they use them all, Boom.
Yeah, Hawes actually was in the block a lot. The second tight end, Dalton Kincaid. Well, here's his favorite receiver, 20-17. Buffalo on the touchdown from Allen. Doesn't matter how battered he is, we got a ball game. Here come the Jags. Lawrence, Washington. I love that like Hancock was covering Washington on one play. Very, very revolutionary in our 250-year history of the United States. Now, Lawrence and Travis Etienne, the ATM machine. Cha-ching, 24-20, Jags. Jackson DeVille is in it. Under 4 to go. You knew it. Allen, Khalil Shakir had only Thurman
game.
Thomas has caught more than his 12 in a playoff game for the Bills in their history, 12 for 82. Brandon Cooks, they kicked the tires on a lot of players. Brandon Bean and the GM found one in Brandon Cooks. 4th and inches. It's the Bulldozer. Our producer, Chris Brennan, thank you for that. The 9-yard Bulldozer. And then Allen, it's like 8 more yards. They only needed 1. Fuck 2 to go. Buffalo leads 27-24. But did Trevor Lawrence have time? Oh, tipped by Tre'Davious White. Cole Bishop, we're making him a king. He's elevated from Bishop to maybe Pope. I don't know. And so the Buffalo, what a game this was for both teams. Josh Allen, the Bills would not say die. The Jacksonville Jaguars' tremendous season division championship ends after an 8-game winning streak. The Bills 27, the Jags 24, to the chagrin of Trevor Lawrence.
I, made, 1 or 2 decisions a little bit differently. Threw a better ball here or there, and you got to live with it. It's life, you don't get do-overs, so it's a bummer. But I know that we left everything out there. I know I put everything into this year, and it sucks that we don't get to keep playing as a special group.
We were aware of what some of the talk was, but at the end of the day, the game's decided between the white lines, and our guys knew that. They knew we were going to go up against a heck of a football team today, and a well-coached football team. I mean, where were they, 8-1 over the last 9 or 7-1 over the last 8? And pretty healthy team overall, so which we've been battling through injuries really the entirety of the season. So our guy, including today, I thought the offense in the second half was really good, and then the defense made the stop at the end to get us the win.
We talk a lot about trying to be a closer, closing out the game in those situations. We feel like we thrive in those situations and that we're the most prepared team in those, and being able to go out and close was huge.
We feel like we've been in situations like this, and now every game presents itself in a different way. But to understand the moment, to not ride the wave, again, that was stuff that we've learned throughout the entire season. We were able to utilize that and use it today.
So, Bills have to do it on the road. First road win for this group, although, you know, a couple of those losses to Kansas City, you're going to put on them? No, not really. Last Bills road win playoffs, 92 championship game, Jim Kelly over Dan Marino at Miami. We were together, but we were texting in the first game. I want to read what I texted you when the Bills got the ball with 4 or 3:50 or 4:05. Quote, like we knew 3 hours ago, Boog, it comes down to Superman in crunch time. Are we shocked?
Boom. It's amazing how you knew it. I knew it. I think everybody in the stadium knew it, that when Josh Allen got the football, in order to take down Buffalo, you're going to have to cut the head off the snake, which is Josh Allen. You're going to have to defeat Superman. And so far, nobody's had the kryptonite. Think about this, Boom. We know that they really only have 2 high-level playmakers, Josh Allen, James Cook. They took away the run for the most part today, and so it was all on Josh Allen. And I thought Josh Allen and Khalil Shakir were outstanding offensively. And it doesn't matter, Boom. He hurt his finger. He hurt his knee. It doesn't matter. His will to win. I think he's heard a lot of the noise. No Burrow, no Jackson, no Mahomes. If not now, when, Josh? And I think he's heard the noise. And it was almost like he was not going to let his team lose today. He made play after play after play with his arm, with his legs. He was absolutely outstanding, especially in the second half.
You know what's interesting? That the Bills this year, they're ranked #1 pass defense, but it's not like, 2 shutdown corners and unbelievable. Poyer, who didn't finish the game, Tre'Davious White, Milano. 3 names. They aren't the players they were 3 years ago, but they're in the right place. Sean McDermott is one of the most underrated coaches. He's been in playoff situations since 2001 with Andy Reid's Eagles, and then a few years, Cam Newton and Ron Rivera's Panthers. And he's in the playoffs every year with the Bills. His defense seemed to be in the right place.
Boom, they're always in the right spot. And in a day and age where everybody plays a ton of man, they play a bunch of zone coverage. And the reason they play zone coverage, Boom, is they allow everybody to get their eyes on the quarterback. Here they are in cover 3. Tre'Davious White's on the outside. Everybody has their eyes on the quarterback. So now, even though you're not throwing at me, I can break on the ball and I can make a play inside because my eyes on the quarterback in zone coverage. Now, let's go to the game winner. Under a minute left. It's 1st and 10. We're going to drop back. Tre'Davious White trailing underneath. But because I have guys in zone coverage, tips and overthrows, when you got somebody to catch that football, they do an outstanding job. They may not have, to your point, shut down corners. But the way Sean McDermott teaches defense and the way they play zone coverage, I call them loaded zones because they're not going to give up big plays. Now, what they do give up is some yardage on the run game. But they're willing to live with that because you're not going to get explosive plays in the run game, and we're not going to give you big plays in the pass game. And we keep saying what they don't do. But what they do is they play outstanding zone defense. And as those 2 clips there, Tre'Davious White, we thought he was done, Boom. He's back. And he's playing as good a football as he's ever played because they're using him the right way.
Interesting. The New England win that they had in December and this were the best 2 games he's had in 3 years.
Yes.
If they get the 2-point conversion against Philly, they did not. They would be on a 7-game winning streak. Listen, real quick on Jacksonville. The stage was not too big for them.
Correct.
This team is not going anywhere. Trevor Lawrence and the Liam Cohen, that staff, they're playing with a confidence. And their defense, they may not get all those turnovers next year, but they've got a lot of #1 run defense in football. They did not. I thought both teams played a divisional or championship level game today.
It was high-level football. And in a game like this, the difference is in the margins. And the margins for Jacksonville were on the offensive line, and they got to get better secondary play. Trevor Lawrence took a step forward this year. Liam Cohen brought him a step forward. Now you build on that going to next season.
They got a lot to be proud of on Florida's first coach, that's for sure. Divisional matchups, AFC, with New England winning. So now you know that on Saturday, the Buffalo Bills will be at Denver. They played in a wild-card game last year in Buffalo. Denver scored right away, and the stage was a little bit different. Now the Bills are wild card, and Denver is at home. And then the winner of the Houston-Pittsburgh game tomorrow night here on Monday Night Football will be at New England, and that'll be a Sunday game. Houston and New England did not play, but Pittsburgh beat New England back in Week 3 on that field. That was a long time ago. All right, but guess what? New England's lost one game since that point. Boog, game ball.
Yeah, Boom, outstanding. You know, it was a tremendous job today by a lot of people, but you got to go with Christian McCaffrey, Boom. Unbelievable play, how he did it, rushing, receiving in this game, in a game on the road where your players were falling time after time after time. 48 rush yards, 66 receptions, two receiving touchdowns. He and Brock Purdy, they're almost like they're on this wavelength because he understands where he's going to be. He understands where to be. Christian McCaffrey, outstanding. A lot of people fell down. He stood up for the 49ers.
Josh Allen, game ball. What is it that Superman cannot do? Hurt? Who cares? Throwing touchdowns? I got it. Running? Well, we're going to see the bulldozer, I think, throwing off the back foot as he's about to get hammered. And then the bulldozer. Designed to get 1 yard, he gets 9 yards. And so that gets the game ball. And a reminder, next week we get to do it all over again. Primetime Saturday after the late game. Primetime Sunday after the late game live. Available to you all on ESPN Plus and the ESPN app whenever you want it, all the way to the following Friday. Such a deal. And there we go. That was the triple header of Sunday football. I can't wait for the next one.
I can't wait. Let's do it.
For Booger, I'm Boomer. Thanks for watching, and to all.